Greetings everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International, and we begin with the top stories. Fire has ravaged kitchen corner competition, leading spice producer in Bamenda, destroying valuable stock and leaving youths jobless. Hearings of the Martinez Zogo affair postponed to next September 9, 2024. The courts considering the state of Cameroon as civilly responsible during yesterday, August 19 session. Cliquez had double hat rule, giving the defense lawyers opportunities to document for the reconstruction of the facts and the truth. We'll tell you more in this edition of Newscast. And within the boxing circles, Cameroon holds repute as fertile grounds for the growing and emergence of world-class talents. Alois Ayumbi proved the hypothesis right at the weekend when he transforms his opponent into a bouncing bag, emerged world champion. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. And we begin with news from Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon, where fire has ravaged a kitchen corner competition, a leading spice producer, destroying valuable stock and leaving youths jobless. The cause of the Monday evening blaze remains unknown amidst power outages in the area. Saleh Sherifa, Annie Collins, Annie, with the details.
This is what remains of Kitchen Corner Competition, a Bamenda-based company specialized in the production of a variety of cooking spices located behind the popular Commercial Avenue. The company's production factory caught fire on the night of August 19, breaking 2024. Workers who spoke to the team of reporters off camera said they were alerted of the inferno at about 7 o'clock on Monday evening by benevolent neighbors who were already on a rescue mission before being joined by the Army Rescue Unit, who reportedly fought hard to prevent the fire from crossing over to the nearby school building. Being a Monday, ghost town day with virtually no one in the premises, the predominantly Muslim men and women who were still at the incident site say they cannot determine the origin of the flames, not even short circuit, which is most often blamed for such happenings because this behind part of Commercial Avenue has been in darkness for some time now. At press time, workers were busy clearing the debris comprising a vast variety of spices and materials used in designing and packaging. Onlookers lamented that this is another source of employment for several youths that has been gulped down by yet another fire incident.
And hearings of the Martinez Zogo affair postponed to September 9, 2024 is likely to take a new twist. The court, considering the state of Cameroon as civilly responsible during yesterday, August 19 session, Cliquez had double hat rule, giving the defense lawyers opportunities to document for the reconstitution of the facts and truth. More on that story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
Setting prerequisites on Martinez Zogo affair, the court established the state of Cameroon as civilly responsible during yesterday's session, meaning the liability to be called upon to an action at law for an injury caused by crime. Stage victory, according to defense lawyers, who think the state cannot be an arbitrator and counsel at the same time. The state cannot have this double hat in the process, as it concerns state agents, the DJRE. So the DJRE, coming as civilly responsible, cannot be civil party.
Une position juridique
a statutory position uncomfortable for the juries, the defense lawyers, and lawyers of the civil party. In the next audience, the physical configuration of the courtroom is likely to change. That is when the debate will not only be sweet, but challenging. It will be very difficult to convince these persons to produce documents to permit us reconstitute what happened in their hideous crime and for all to see the truth. The state of Cameroon is being accorded a role they did not expect, and this is likely to affect the rest of the procedure. During the listening sessions, all parties were asked to produce their list of witnesses. The list of DGRE as civil party was deposited and added in the procedure document. Withdrawing the civil party quality today is likely to cause great prejudice. Rendezvous for the next Martinez-Zogo affair debate is scheduled for next September 9, 2024.
And less than 3 weeks to school resumptions throughout the national territory, primary and secondary schools have adopted strategies or tactics to entice parents during this period in time. The most common publications are percentage scored in competitive examinations. How tempting are their moves to parents like children fall to these messages put up by primary and secondary schools. More with our reporter, Peaches Ngam.
The statistics speak for themselves. Percentage scores to tell how serious they are. Some go to the extent of publishing the names of successful candidates. Alerts by officials of primary like secondary schools in Yaoundé. Posters which permits the parents passing by to know registration is ongoing. Our most important action is first of all to remind parents who have children in our school. An initiative attractive to some parents who go for success rates and performance. The success percentage of the past year is an indicator. To take decisions, we think of the statistics and figures, which today one can easily verify to confirm. The posters, blackboards, and many, according to other parents, does not in any way influence their decision to choose a good school. I don't go for that. I love schools where children are taught well. When they post like that, you don't know if they teach well. Pictures of school buildings, uniform colors, sportswear, and some of the courses offered, alongside popular teachers, the many tempting tactics, strategies in place by school officials to increase numbers as parents also go for excellence.
Tax audit actors have refreshed knowledge and skills on how to go about their mission, especially in the face of new technological changes organized by the Regional Taxation Office for External Centers in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. It will enable the tax auditors to effectively reach the objective of a just tax for the users. More on that story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngam.
The function of tax audit stakeholders is at the heart of strategy for the mobilization of revenue for the state. With new technological changes such as artificial intelligence and data mining, it is important for these actors to have a good mastery of these and other research tools on Excel and Internet to be more efficient.
Sharpen the skills of the learners in order for them to be able to prepare adequately an audit, to undergo it when they will be on the floor, by giving them tips in order for them to try to change what they were used to doing every day and to profoundly change the way in order for them to have good receipt at the end of the control.
Their role is to reach the just tax for users. That is, ensuring what the user is declaring should be what the user is supposed to pay.
To audit for taxes, we need to understand that we have to use many methods. And by the end of the seminar, we'll learn a lot that will help us in what we do every day to be able to assess and collect many taxes for the state.
The training and capacity building session this August 20th by the Regional Taxation Center for External Centers in Yaoundé is to make sure they meet the 500 million they're expected to produce in the next months.
And the U.S. ambassador to Cameroon has pledged working with different structures to ensure a free and responsible press in an audience granted him this day by the president of the National Communication Council, Joseph Chebonkeng. The two institutions revealed some realities of the Cameroon media with elements to be ameliorated upon. Yes, an excerpt of the U.S. ambassador Christopher John Lamora speaking after the audience selected by our reporter, Heisencher.
It was a very in-depth discussion about the relationship of the media and society, about programs that the United States government and the United States Embassy have been conducting over many years with Cameroon for Cameroonian journalists. We talked about freedom of the press and freedom of expression in general, how those issues are handled in the United States. I was given a lot of insights and information about the role of the National Communications Council in that same regard here in Cameroon. And I also took the opportunity to introduce to the President and his team our new Deputy Ambassador and our new Head of Public Affairs who've joined the Embassy recently and who also will have good relations with the NCC, I am sure.
The Police Men's Wife Association PAR have intensified advocacy for the respect of widow rights in Cameroon. Celebrating the widows yesterday in Yaoundé, the vulnerable women were empowered on how to become autonomous in growing up their children. More in this story with our reporter, Heisencher.
A moment of reflection for the Policemen's Wife Association, POWA, as they ponder over the plight of police widows and orphans in Cameroon. The focus of this maiden edition of the National Security Widows Day.
Il est question d'outiller les veufs et les tuteurs de ces enfants orphelins pour qu'ils soient capables de prendre en charge leurs enfants de manière durable. Et c'est pour cela que Mme Bagangele, présidente fondatrice de la Policemen's Wife Association, a bien voulu, sous le haut patronage de Madame, le ministre de la Famille, de la promotion de la femme et de la famille, lancer cette première édition de la Journée internationale de la veuve de la Sûreté nationale.
Presided at by the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Marie-Thérèse Abena-Ondwa, on August 19 at the National Advanced Police School in Yaoundé. The ceremony was an occasion to intensify advocacy on widows' rights in Cameroon.
Help widows by giving them the right information, the good information. You know, those who have the right information have power. So they can know how to manage themselves, how to deal with files in different administrations, and for us it is very important. We don't need our protections. When we talk of our protection, it is administrative, judicial, and even religious. Why not?
And POWA, it should be noted, takes care of children who lost their parents in the police corps as one of their numerous missions. An action the Policemen's Wife Association are preparing to carry out at the eve of this academic year.
And we now talk sports. We talk about boxing, and within the circles, Cameroon holds a repute as fertile ground for grooming and emergence of world-class talents. Alius Yumbi proved the hypothesis right at the weekend when he transformed his opponent into a punching bag to emerge world champion. More with our reporter, Tarike Divine Jr.
Cameroonian-born Alois Yumbi Jr. has achieved a new feat in the world of boxing. The 21-year-old won the WBA and IBO double title in the light heavyweight category by unanimous decision over Ronzo Birardi at the weekend.
Backstory of Alois Jr. and his development so far, but let's also remember that for Birardi this is only a 9th pro fight.
Observers agree he literally transformed his opponent into a punching bag before being declared winner in the 4th round of the heavyweight category. It was his 8th consecutive victory following his knockout win over Italy's Pablo Natalio 4 months ago. Yumbi remains one of Cameroon's best-known English boxers. With this 7th consecutive victory by knockout, He once again proves his dominance in the ring. His impeccable style, impressive techniques, and unrivaled control will definitely dazzle any audience.
The impressive Alois Jr., who at 21 brings power, brings knockout, destructive power.
The massive presence of Cameroonian fans at the weekend fight added an incomparable energy to the atmosphere, making the evening a true triumph for Yumbi and for Africa. The young boxer began his 2021 career with a defeat against Michal Soksinski. Since then, he has racked up a series of 8 consecutive victories, during which he has shown devastating power.
Careers has been stopped since 2019.
And out of the country, we take you to Jamina, Chad, where heavy rains have caused havoc, flooding, widespread flooding in Jamina, destroying entire neighborhoods and leaving a trail of devastation. The disaster has resulted in over 50 deaths and displaced more than 70 people with severe health consequences, including diarrhea, respiratory infections, malnutrition, and malaria. Doctors Without Borders have appealed for global solidarity to address the emergency, emphasizing the urgent need for food, shelter, and medical aid for affected populations, with families forced to sleep under tarpaulins and makeshift shelters. Immediate assistance is crucial to prevent further suffering. Language on Canal, the International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is a debrief with Leo Piaget. As for me, taking a round of the same time tomorrow. Good night.